So we did lunch at Ulele, and it was fantastic. And we're up here at Armature Works. We're waiting for the pirate water taxi. We had tried to catch it earlier, and it just went right by us. It didn't stop. So we ended up walking up here from number 7, which was closer to the hotel in downtown, all the way up here to go to Ulele, which is next to Armature Works. And I have to say that Ulele was fantastic. Pam and I both really loved it. And the nature saute, natural saute, whatever it was called, I forget what, I'll have to double check. It was fantastic. And now we've got the taxi, the water taxi is coming, and I can see it, so I'm going to flip the screen so that you guys can watch it, and then we're going to take a ride here on the river, next to the River Walk. Anyway, glad you guys are with us today.
dock and transfer point, y'all have a few options. You can either stay on here for another narrated tour as this boat follows its same route up northbound, ending at stop 16 Armature Works. Or if you're planning to head to any of our other stops, 1 through 9, or if you'd just like to take the Harbour Island Port Tampa Bay tour, you'll be disembarking here at stop number 7, hopping on the Island Connector, which is a smaller yellow skiff, straight ahead of us. And it is included in your tickets. Or your other option is to simply disembark here at number 7 and enjoy the rest of your day. Whatever y'all decide to do, I am going to ask for everyone to find a seat and remain seated. And everyone to find a seat and remain seated. Thank you so much. And if you're sitting on the starboard side, right side of the boat, which means I'm looking at you guys, I need everyone to bring in all arms, legs, limbs inside the railing as we prepare to row up next to that steel barge, because that's how pirates end up with hooks for hands. And if you do decide to disembark, please make sure you take a moment, check your surroundings for any and all belongings that you brought on board, and make sure that those depart with you. But of course, any tips or gratuities left behind will be greatly appreciated by your service crew today, as well as those 5-star Google reviews. Again, my name is Becca, and I'm joined by deckmate Dean and Captain Eric. If it's going to be a 1-star review, my name is Emily, that's Captain TJ, and well, Dean is still Dean. Thank you guys, as always, for cruising with Pirate Water Taxi. Arr. You guys want to hear a pirate joke? How much does it cost for a pirate to get his ears pierced? A buccaneer! Thank you, I'll be here all night.
Hey folks, welcome aboard! Captain Pete here, along with First Mate Deckhand Lily. Okay folks, so we are on the island route here. We're making a couple of stops. So let me ask you right up front, does anybody have a stop they need to get off at? We all just doing a ride around the island.
Yep.
Sparkman Wharf. There'll be stop 2 coming up in just a couple of minutes. Alrighty, stop 2. How about you, ma'am?
All the way around.
All the way around. Alrighty. So we are going to pass by stop number 4, Harbour Island. We're going to come to stop number 3, by the River Walk. We're going to stop number 2, Sparkman Wharf. Let me ask you, how many of you folks, actually I forgot to do my safety announcement. In case we hit an iceberg, you need to know what to do. We have life jackets, okay? They're right up front. The front folks up front are down your life jackets underneath their seats. The big life jackets on the left, the those on the right. You are free to stand up, walk around underway. We just ask you to remain seated and come to the dock. And no smoking or vaping, please. Some help taking a picture if you wanted to help you. Here's my what? iPad? Everybody, he went to Pirate 5 and he went to the Apple Store. An eye patch. You said it first. Okay. Let me ask you, how many of you folks on board are from Tampa? Well, most of you are from out of town, right?
Yep.
Name some places. Where are we all from?
Fort Myers.
Miami!
Miami, Fort Myers. Oh, Charlotte, okay.
Boston.
New Jersey. Whereabouts in Jersey? Okay. I used to live in Hackerson, Worcester, Morristown, Bedford, Washington Ridge area. Right now I'm from Syracuse, New York. And Chloe is from Dayton, Ohio. We both got smart. We moved here. Just double check, folks. Nobody get off the stop screen.
I think your charger's coming up now.
Just we may have some folks trying to get on board here. We're just going to hover around through here for a minute, folks. We may have some folks trying to get on board. If they are, I'm not sure how they're going to. Obviously, it's pretty tight here. But we're just going to double check things. Let's see if those people are out. Alrighty, folks, our next stop home is stop number 2, Sparkman Wharf. I believe we have some folks getting off here. As we come into stop 2, I just need you to take a quick seat till we crash into the dock. Then you can stand up. We'll be pulling right up in front of the Starship here. Once we do that, we'll talk about some of the cruise ships that are here in town. It's actually a outdoor beer garden. Got a nice widescreen TV out there. Got a couple of restaurants that's out the landscape as well. You have Tintaro, which is a Mexican restaurant. You have Splitsville, which is a sports bar with an arcade and bowling alley. You have some food trucks. It looks like food trucks. They're actually shipping containers made into to-go restaurants. You have a chocolate factory. So pretty cool place to hang out. Okay, so let's talk about the cruise ships here. By the way, our next stop is stop number 1. Anybody get off of stop 1? Stop 1's the aquarium, American Mystery Ship. So we are getting into the port of Tampa Bay. And this is, among other things, is where our cruise ships come in. We have 2 ships in port today. We have Enhancement of the Seas, which is the Royal Caribbean ship, right on our left side. Around the corner, you're going to have Paradise from Carnival. We have the capacity to take up to 3 cruise ships at a time. We tend to get the smaller ships. This ship looks pretty big when you're next to it. This is actually one of the smaller ships because of the Sunshine Gateway Bridge, which is the entrance to Tampa Bay. It has an air draft of 180 feet. It limits the larger ships from coming into it. We get ships here, like this ship here has a capacity of about 2,500 passengers. It'll be departing, by the way, in about 20 minutes. So they are going on a cruise. I think they're going down to Mexico, including Costa Maya, Cozumel, go down to Honduras in Belize City before they come back next weekend. We get ships from Royal Caribbean. Okay? We get ships from Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Carnival, Norwegian, and soon to be June 1st, we're going to be getting the Margaritaville ship here. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. People are excited about that. We get about 260 cruise ship dockings per year. That equates to about 1.1 million passengers. We switched to 1.3 million this year. They're jealous of us. You guys didn't pay as much for your very good, did you? We're going by the aquarium here. Has anybody been to the aquarium? Yeah, pretty cool place. You know what's unique about this aquarium? They've been successful in helping defend against the declining coral population in the world today. They actually cultivate and spawn coral. Once they grow it, they actually transplant it down to the Florida beach. That's pretty impressive. You guys know about the American Victory ship? The American Victory is a World War II supply vessel. This one was actually built in 1945. Had some fluid action toward the end of World War II, as well as the Korean and Vietnam War. It's actually a floating museum today. You can actually, with your water taxi pass, get a discount on your admission to the American Victory. There's actually 500 of these vessels built in the time. They were built in California at the California shipyard. Now, a couple of interesting factoids about the ship. Number one, it was built during World War II. So it was built almost entirely by women. Pretty cool. And well, here's the other thing. That's right. How long do you think it would take to build a ship like that? Well, back couple months. You're the most optimistic one here. You're the woman on board. You're telling us a couple months. Most guys say a couple of years.
I was going to say a couple of years.
Yeah, they built that ship in 55 days.
Oh,
You do better. 55 days. They actually had one a day coming off the assembly line. One a day coming off the assembly line. California shipyard. But it's about 450 feet long. It's powered by steam turbine engines. They put out about 6,000 horsepower. And its day it was cruised at about 17 knots, which is almost 20 miles an hour. Pretty impressive for a vessel in that era. Has a single propeller in the back there. The prop is about 19 feet in diameter. A little bigger than the prop we have on this boat. You coming on board? Can you get it on the water taxi? You coming on board? Yes. Want to do that?
Drop and drop. You can stop the whole thing on board. 08.
see the sheriff boat out here. He's here for a reason. This becomes a security zone when the cruise ships get ready to leave. And they're going to be leaving very, very shortly. So we got here just in time. They don't even let us through when they're getting ready to leave. Secondly, you see the pilot boat there. So you probably heard a lot about pilots in the news this past week after the unfortunately what happened in Baltimore. So we actually have pilots that are on board all the ships that come into and out of the port here. Okay? So whenever these cruise ships leave, we're going to have pilots on board. Any ship that actually leaves, we're going to have them on board when they leave and when they come in. The pilot has responsibility for total navigation of the ship. Okay? They know everything about local conditions, about the terrain of the bottom, any shoals, they know where all the markers are. They know about local conditions like winds, tides, any weather. Of course, the board coming in. We actually closed the entire channel down when the cruise ship did, by the way, just for security. But the pilots, we have actually about 16 pilots that work out of this port. It's a highly coveted job. So to quite a process for selection, you get to the national level, at the state level, and the level. So actually ride the ship out into the Gulf, climb down the rope ladder, come back on the pilot boat. Pretty question the way to have that. Yeah, good question. So off to the left here, these are actually floating dry dock facilities. So they actually submerge themselves underwater, they'll float a ship or a boat over it, let the water out, bring it up above water so they can work on the bottom. So you see back down there, there's a tugboat, big ocean-going tug that's out of the water. They'll sandblast the bottom, do any kind of repair work on them. It's actually a pretty busy port. You're only seeing a portion of it here. This is a peninsula. On the other side, there's an area we call East Bay. That's where the container ships come in, the big car ships. We get car ships that come in from Mexico, from the Asian market. Container ships are primarily coming from the Asian market. We get a lot of fuel that comes in here as well. Matter of fact, 43% of the state's fuel comes in this port via barge. The barges come from Texas, Louisiana. We get about 500 barges in here. Equates about 2.4 billion gallons of fuel. We have a dedicated pipeline from here to the Teal Air Force Base, Tampa International, Orlando Airport, as well as downtown Orlando. All the jet aviation fuel comes in via pipeline to those airports. The other 43%, by the way, another 43% comes in the Cape Canal route that actually provides a protection to the state should we have hurricane activity. The likelihood of this port and Canaveral getting knocked out at the same time is low probability. So we do have some backup protection between the two ports here. We do have some fuel that comes into Fort Lauderdale and Miami as well. So we are on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, by the way, is the largest bay in the state of Florida, about 400 square miles. The average depth of the bay is only 11 feet. That presents a bit of a challenge for ships. So we are in a dredged channel right now. We go back around the turn of the century, 1900, we started doing some trading with Cuba. And the U.S. government decided to start dredging on a channel here. When they did that, they created the two islands known as Harbour Island and Davis Islands. So this is Harbour Island here, man-made island. We'll be passing in a few minutes Davis Island, but also man-made island. But today we have a channel that is 43 feet deep, 40 miles long, 500 feet wide for all the ships coming in. The cruise ships you saw right there, you have behind us, one crossing over the bigger ships coming into like the launchers and the major ships, they may crash up to about 38 feet. The biggest portion of it, we are about 25 miles from the ocean right now. So it's really how Tampa Bay is. 25 miles to the ocean. You have the Sunshine Gateway Bridge there. And the channel actually extends another 15 miles into the Gulf of Mexico and comes to St. Paul. Some work underway to actually deepen the channel. here, we get a lot of manatees. We have actually not seen any dolphins today, which is sort of unusual. But we get to see a lot of dolphins in here. We're just starting to see manatees in this time of year. We get a lot of sharks. We have 12 species of shark that are in the bay here. What's that? A lot of sharks. Yeah, we get, don't put your hands on it. Just get, you'll be okay. We get, the little shark, we do see a lot of our spinner sharks. So they actually jump out of the water, spin. We found the ones we see are like 3-4 feet long. I had one a couple of months ago. I was on the other boat going up the river. The thing jumped out about 4 feet in front of the boat, spit the living daylights out of me. You don't expect something to pop up out of the water. But they just do that, and they put over and plop down on the water. Pretty wild. We get a lot of, we get rays in here. You know, the question we always get is, do we get alligators? What do you think? You guys are smart. No alligators. So here's the deal. We are in, so here's the deal. Walk along the river walk, we have signs, beware of alligators. Yeah, technically that is correct, but we are in salt water here. Alligators do not like salt water. If they do, there's usually something wrong with them. You really want to stay away from them. But, it's funny because the Hillsborough River comes down into the bay. The Hillsborough River starts in the freshwater river in the Green Swamp, which is just northwest of Orlando. That's full of alligators. As you come down and gets to the water, it becomes brackish. Alligators don't like that. We joke around and say, if you want to see an alligator in town, just go to any freshwater pond. You will see one sooner or later. Guaranteed. Matter of fact, the alligator population of Florida. You guys, you know how many alligators are in Florida? 1.2 million. We have 22 million people, 1.2 million alligators. That's a lot of gators. But if you went up on the river roads, if you, anybody went on that boat, you went up by Uvalde Park, Waterfront Park, there's actually a freshwater spring there. They do have alligators in there occasionally. Once they get to a certain size, they usually move them, take them back out in the wild. You look at the vegetation along the island here, and you look at these folks in the townhomes where you're probably wondering where those trees are blocking their views. Those are mangrove trees. They are protected by law here in the state of Florida. They have a couple of useful purposes. Number one, they have a very complex root system that sort of protects the shoreline against erosion. We do get storm activity here. So it protects the shoreline from erosion. Here's a couple of down, about $8,500 fine. But they also have a root system along the shore provides, it helps promote some of the marine life. The small fish that get protected from the big fish. That's the root system there. That is Harbour Island. Harbour Island is a, again, man-made island. You look at the history of it, it's small compared to Davis Island. We're going to go around it. Yeah, we're going to go up here and go around. You'll see Davis Islands and Harbour Island. So the islands were both made back in 1907 as we dug this channel, took sand, dredged it up, made the islands. This island was largely uninhabited until the 1980s. Okay, if you look at pictures of 1980, it was pretty much a lot of scrub brush, and there's a phosphate plant on this island. It actually dates back to the early 1900s. We actually mine a lot of phosphate out of the ground here in Florida. Here. We did a phosphate in Lake Florida, and we are one of the largest producers. Still phosphate underground in Lake Florida. This port does business with about 66 countries throughout the world. We have ships come here and ships haven. We're the biggest port, so we cover about 5,000 acres here. That equates to about 3,000 ships a year coming into and leaving. Pretty busy port. You only see a small portion over here. This is a ship building facility on our right, our left. It's actually ship building and ship repair. So we saw the floating dry dock facilities back there. These are dry dock facilities that are not floating. They actually look like buildings. They have dams in front of them. They open them up, throw the vessel in, close them up, pump the water out, do some work on them. This is actually a brand new one being built here. We've got a Coast Guard vessel here. This is the Nathan Hookenthal. It is based out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. So it's actually in here for repair work. It's not based out of here. This one's based out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. Okay. Our Coast Guard station, the closest one really is in the St. Pete area. It's get closer access to the ocean as well. This was a bit damage right behind this. I did hear the shipboard, by the way, so we played it just now. I think it's just a bit when you're 80 down the line. This vessel here is a now. This vessel, that is a Navy. It is a deep water exploration vessel. I know you hate to hear this, you hate to hear the name Microsoft. Previous owner of that vessel is Tom Allen. The other coast cover Microsoft. He bought it to do some deep water exploration of seabeds around the world. We've got our cookboat fleet here. These are boats that stay in port and aid in helping ships into the docks, away from the docks. The oil barges that come in and out of here have ocean going out. They're the boats that have the big towers so they can see over the barges. We've got a few bumps here, guys. A few waves for boats going by. Might get splashed up front. Oh, a Disney ride. That's ocean out that way. Doesn't look like it. You actually come down the channel the earth to the right. It's just going to be over that way. So even down here, it curves around. You have the Apollo Beach area. Okay. Yeah, the hill's going to be on the other side of Davis. This is Davis Island here. It's a little confusing if we spin all over the place here. Yeah, I interrupted myself to talk about Harbour Island. So today, back in the 70s, an unofficial corporation bought the island and named it Harbour Island. It used to be called Seddon Island after the engineers. So today it's largely a private island. We have about 4,300 people live on it. A lot of the sports stars live here. Tends to be some of the more expensive real estate. Buy something for $500,000, but you probably wouldn't want to live in it. Most of it's going to be $1 million and up. Here in Island. We're doing a little rocking and waving here, folks. Just a heads up. Got a nice mansion coming up here on the right. It's about a $22 million mansion. Owned by a gentleman by the name of Don Bailey. Probably never heard of him. But back in the 80s and 90s, he was actually an IT professor in the small towers of Washington, D.C. called Sprayer Towers. Goes up to the range to be president. What's most impressive on that house over here on the other side of this island. We let Tom stay there for a while. Tom didn't stay there for a long time because a lot of people went by and made a lot of noise, knocked the door, beat the horn. So he actually left, went to an undisclosed location in St. Petersburg. In the meantime, Derek Jeter sold that house for about $22 million. And a cryptocurrency millionaire purchased it. And guess what he plans to do with it? Tear it down. Yes, again, it's actually beautiful. He's got to knock it down because yeah, so we're in our Texas we get into right here. This is our stop 8A. And, a real small couple block downtown area. Okay, so you have a Mexican restaurant called Margaritaville. Margaritaville? Margarita. Okay. You have some boat traffic here. You have a Italian restaurant, you have a Thai restaurant. So yeah, it's a nice, it's a cute little area. So over here on this island, place to be, good question. So if you get off at Harbour Island, if you get off at our stop 7 and walk across the bridge, okay, you have American Social. It's a chain, but it's a real small chain. It has a great view of the water. Nice ambiance there, good food. Actually, my wife and I are eating there tomorrow. American Social, next to it you have Jackson's. A little heavier focus toward seafood. They advertise sushi. If you go down about a block or so, you have the Walking Cafe there. Inside good parks. So this island is gated. You can't walk around the island, but at a one end where the restaurants are, you can walk around. You have the Western Hotel there as well. It's a nice place. It's just the view there. Because you're up a little high overlooking the Bay Area. Really nice. So, as we were going by Davis Island, if you look at the history, development started in the 1920s. The reason it's named Davis Island is the developer was David P. Davis. And he bought the island in the early 20s. 1924, he sold 305 plots of land for $1.683 million. That's a lot of money back then. The market tanked in 26. And he had a lot of other real estate holdings, so he actually, on the fund going up, he decided to go on a boat trip, took a canard cruise out of near Harbour Island for France with his mistress and best friend. The ship made it, he never made it, he vanished at sea. There's three theories on what happened. He either jumped off, pushed off, or fell off in despair. We're not sure. What's that? Vanished at sea. But Peter O'Knight, who was a prominent attorney in the area at the time, sort of took over developing the area. The airport at the foot of the island was named after him, Peter O'Knight Airport. That was the primary airport for Tampa back in the 30s until 1945. When the planes got too big to land there, so they went over to Tampa International at the time. That was a military thing. Started developing it. The Tampa River Center right up the Hillsborough River. You might have seen that. And the number one rated venue was the Starship. That Starship. off was based out of this particular base. He's really spent a lot of time overseas. And there's some other general chemical transfers based out of here. But they just a vital player in the area here. We are coming upon our left here, Tampa General Hospital. So this hospital, initially the first phase of it was built in 1927. We're past the smokestack in there, that's part of the original hotel. It's grown into a Tampa One Center today, about 1,005-bed hospital. So at the Tampa One Center, so we have 5 helicopters that are based out of here to provide support for the 23 county area. Number 1, number 2 in a lot of areas. They performed the state's first heart transplant here in 1985. And to date, they've done about 13,000 organ transplants in this hospital. You're going to notice a lot of construction as we go around the corner. They just knocked down a building there. They just recently announced a tune of $550 million expansion of the hospital. They're building a 13-story tower. So that's be going on for the next couple of years. Nobody's getting off the top 8 here, are they? Folks, we're almost at the end of our journey here. We're going to just take you down to our stop 9 where the Jose Gasparilla pirate ship is. Turn around there and come into stop 7. So get out from there. We have a big event last Saturday of every January. It's the Jose Gasparilla Pirate Invasion takes place. And in just a few minutes, you'll see the Jose Gasparilla ship coming up on our left side. Give you a quick view of that. But it's like a mini Mardi Gras event that takes place here. So come into the convention center, filled up with pirates, about 300 pirates that are allegedly sober. And they will significantly take over the case of the city. There'll be a couple thousand boats that are out here in the bay. And it's a mass chaos. Pretty cool. It's right around the pirate ship. It's a huge event. We get, I think, over 1 million people lining the shores here to see the event taking place. What follows afterwards is an enormous parade. This is Bayshore Boulevard right in front of us. So the parade will start right after the invasion. It's the 3rd largest parade in the country, behind the Macy Day and Rose Bowl parades. can jump on the river connection boat that'll be going up the Hillsborough River. Anybody gonna be going up the river on the other boat? Okay, you might be stuck with me and Chloe. We're changing boats. You're not going, you're smart. You're tired of us. Yeah, so you can hop on, hop off. And anyway, we do appreciate inviting you today. Hope you have a great time. Hope you learned something. And we do operate on trips to clinics, so anything you need, great donation. Yeah, thank you for being with us today. Reminder, expo going around the island will be at 8:30 tonight. Last walk going up the river will be at 9:30 tonight.